on this week's episode of GVTV.
Finals week is one of the most stressful times of the year. How does it differ in college from high school?
There have been some reports of theft in the Valley. What steps can citizens take to protect their packages this holiday season?
And finally, our robotics team has a competition this upcoming March. What are they doing to prepare?
Find out on this week's episode of GVTV.
Good afternoon, Green Valley. I'm Meagan.
And I'm Austin, and we are very excited about this week's episode of GVTV.
First up, we compare what Finals Week looks like for our college students and with our very own high school students.
We have Drake on the scene right now. Drake?
Whether you're in high school, college, or even graduate school, Finals Week can be stressful for many. I'm here at the University of Central Missouri in Warrensburg to ask students what the preparation looks like for one of the most stressful times of the year. Let's go check it out.
I prepare for finals here at UCM by locking myself in one of the study rooms at the library.
We have labs, we have more of paper things. We need to write thesis papers and we need to work out well on your projects and assignments, which will be work on every weekly basis.
Students at UCM, including Grand Valley alumni Rachel Stowe and Lindsay Kendrick, also had some input on how different Finals Week can be in college from high school.
I studied very differently in high school. It was a lot of stating facts and note cards and things like that. But in college, it's really, you just have to kind of connect all the dots.
In high school, I felt like I didn't need to study as much because I felt like it was we would go over stuff in class and look back throughout the class. Every week you would look back at what you did. But in college, there is no help. You are on your own and you actually have to study. And if you don't, you're in trouble.
When asked how long the students would study each day on Finals Week, I was given a variety of different answers.
Some days more than others. Yesterday I probably spent 6 hours.
4 to 5 hours per each class.
I eat with my textbook, I study with my textbook.
After visiting UCM, I came back to Grand Valley High School to see how similar or different high school students' work habits are from today's college students.
Each day I try and spend about an hour studying.
Usually between hour, maybe, every day.
I usually study every night of finals week, but the time I study varies.
I usually spend if I'm lucky, about an hour studying.
Overall, we can see an interesting contrast between what finals looks like for high school and college students. This has been Bray for GVTV, wishing you a happy and safe finals week.
Thank you, Drake.
Up next, we are discussing some of the reports of stolen packages in our own city.
Carsen, what's it looking like out there?
Grand Valley, I'm sure you've heard of the cases of stolen property here in Grand Valley. With the holiday season coming up, theft can be at an all-time high. And today, we're going to be looking at some of those crimes and giving you tips to keep you and your family safe this holiday season. Let's head out.
Somebody broke into my car and ransacked it and got the remote control out of it, which I'd forgotten to bring in, and I guess that's how they got in our garage and stole my mom's new car.
Be sure that your car is locked at all times and that all personal belongings are hidden inside the vehicle. If you go present shopping, be sure that all presents are in your trunk.
And that's a matter, which they could have easily got in our house. If they did, I don't know it because she's on oxygen and it's very loud, so we didn't hear anything. So, but she is handicapped and she really needs her van back, her Jeep.
The problem is that people order packages when they're at work or away for the holidays. Be sure that you remind your neighbors that a package might be coming so they can secure it for you, or have a package delivered to your place of work so that you can pick it up there. Well, Grand Valley, we're here at City Hall, and we just want to thank Sergeant Carr for giving us the tips that you need to keep you and your family safe this holiday season. Now, if you see any suspicious activity going on in your neighborhood and it's a non-emergency, be sure to call the Jackson County Dispatch at 816-795-1960. The number will be on your screen. And if you have a real emergency, be sure to call 911. Have a wonderful holiday season and stay safe, Grand Valley. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Carsen, on that great reminder for the citizens of Grand Valley.
Finally, we have a special piece on our high school's robotics team. Take it away, Cooper.
I wanna run away. Hey GV, I'm Lexi.
And I'm Cooper.
And this little guy right here is what we're going to be telling you guys about today.
That's right. Stay tuned to learn all about your very own GV Robotics team.
All right, now I'm here with Kyler Keeker. So why do you do robotics?
Well, robotics for me is a place where I can escape and I can learn with others, build, and get many opportunities that I normally wouldn't be offered anywhere else.
Okay, and what does a daily robotics practice look like?
Well, business team, we are typically working on the budget, our sponsors, our t-shirts, many other things, builds in the back building, programmers, programming our robot, getting ready for competition, and design is obviously designing things such as buttons, shirts, etc.
Okay, and can you describe to me what a competition would look like?
Well, there's like an arena in the middle with bleachers on the side, and other teams can watch teams performing, or you can be in the pit, which is where your robot is, where you can work on a robot.
All right, thank you so much, Kyler.
Thank you.
All right, Grand Valley, and I'm here with the Indiana Jones. And Indiana, could you describe us a little bit about what you guys do in robotics?
Okay, so robotics is, we're basically building a robot to compete with. We meet every day after school. We usually stay till like 8 o'clock. And the entire time we're spent like building the robot, designing the robot, getting everything set up for competition, and like trying to make sure our season runs smoothly and setting things up for the following years.
Okay, and I understand that certain people have certain roles. So could you describe to me what your role is in robotics?
So I'm the head of the business team, which is basically like everything that has nothing to do with the robot. So like fundraisers, like anything about money really, like paperwork and everything. And right now I'm writing a business plan, so basically breaking down everything about our team and what we do and stuff, and just putting into a piece of paper.
Wow, there really is a lot more to robotics than most people probably know. Thank you very much, Indiana.
I'm here with Aaron Story. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do in robotics?
Sure. Well, what we do is we use engineering principles, and what we do is we build a robot to match a competition. This year our competition is called, it's steampunk themed. We have to come up with several different ways to solve these challenges and complete tasks.
All right, and I understand there are lots of different roles in robotics. Can you explain to me your role and what it does?
Yeah, well, I am the design aspect, and what we do is we go and we come up with how we're going to build the bot, how all the pieces are coming together, what we need to size everything to, and get that all set up so that we can pass it on to the build team and they can make it all reality.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Aaron.
All right, now I'm here with Caleb Henry. And Caleb, could you describe to us a little bit about what you guys do in robotics?
Yeah, so we take a robot from scratch, and then we make it fully functioning for competition. We have 2 competitions this year, so it's going to be fun.
Awesome. And could you describe to us a little bit about your personal role in robotics?
Yeah, so I'm the programming captain for the robotics team, and so what we do is we're in charge of taking it from the build team and what they do, and then basically making it work so a drive team can use it for competition.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Caleb.
Thank you.
All right, Grand Valley, now I'm here with Parker Zeiser. And Parker, can you describe to us a typical day in robotics?
Yeah, a typical day, we get here right after school and get right to work during the heat of the season. Everybody knows what's going on, so everybody knows what their job is, what their purpose is. So as soon as they get here, they get right to work.
All right, and speaking of purpose, how personally do you find your purpose through robotics?
Well, I want to be an engineer when I grow up, so working here is giving me the experience I need, and working in a stressful environment, I get really used to it.
Awesome. And last question is, I've heard that there's individual jobs and teams and stuff like that inside of robotics. So can you describe to us your job and what you do?
Yeah, my job this year has been to facilitate and give people jobs and tasks and keep everybody on track. And also if somebody has a question or how do they do something, working on a machine or figuring out a problem, they come to me and I'll help them work through that problem.
All right, awesome. And could you show us a little bit about your robot?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
All right, so as you see right here, we have our all of our electronics in the base of our robot and get it to work. This is our power distribution board, so everything gets power through here and runs out to each of our motors. We have 4 drive motors connected to a transmission, and 1 motor for our shooter and another for our winch to pick up the robot. So everything that goes through the power distribution board gets its information through the Robo Rio, which is basically the computer of the robot. Right here is our our router to let us connect and communicate from our computer, which our driver station is at competition, to our robot.
Alright, well I hope you guys learned everything you need to know about our very own Grand Valley Robotics team.
And if you guys are interested in joining, just talk to a member.
That's all we have for today, guys.
Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Lexi and Cooper.
Everyone here at GVTV would like to wish our robotics team good luck on their upcoming competitions.
That's right, Austin, and with that, it is now time to conclude this week's episode of GVTV.
Make sure you follow us on social media at GVHSEagleMedia to keep up with the latest from GVTV.
Be safe and have a great weekend.
Well, see you next time, GV.